Welcome, everyone. Let's dive right into this explainer and crack the case of why your pool looks terrible, even when your test strips are telling you everything is absolutely flawless. We're going to solve the ultimate backyard mystery together.
Okay, picture this. You've spent your entire weekend testing and tweaking. Your pH is perfectly balanced, right between 7.2 and 7.6. Your free chlorine is sitting exactly where it should be, right between 1 and 4 parts per million. But you look out at the water and you still can't see the bottom of the pool.
It's literally the most frustrating thing, right? You're doing everything right, but you're still looking at a milky, dull mess. It feels like a total betrayal by your own test kit. But hey, don't drain the pool just yet. By the end of this explainer, you're going to be a master pool detective, capable of seeing exactly what those chemical strips are missing.
Here is our game plan for today. We'll start with the reality of perfect chemistry, then move into diagnosing the hidden culprits, eradicating resistant invaders, fixing filter and mineral issues, and finally establishing the blueprint for lasting clarity.
Section 1. Perfect chemistry, cloudy water. When test strips don't tell the whole story.
You see, it's absolutely crucial to understand that a basic water test, it really only measures chemical potential. It totally misses the thousands of tiny particles your filter might be missing. If your water looks gray-white or milky, well, you could be dealing with fine suspended dust, a filter bypassing dirty water, dead algae lingering around like an unwanted house guest, calcium literally falling out of the water, or circulation dead spots. These are physical problems, not basic chemistry problems.
Moving on to Section 2. Diagnosing the hidden culprits. The lineup of pool suspects.
Now we need to put on our detective hats and forensically examine our suspects, because misdiagnosing your issue is a very expensive and very frustrating mistake. What's fascinating is you can actually identify the culprit by touch and location. For example, mustard algae is slimy to the touch and clings stubbornly to shaded corners. Harmless sand or pollen, it's gritty or squishy and usually rests flat on the floor. White mold, on the other hand, looks kind of like shredded tissue paper floating in low-flow areas, while calcium scale is hard, crusty, and grips the waterline. Get your hands in there, safely of course, and feel exactly what you're dealing with.
Now, if you figure out you're dealing with white mold or mustard algae, you're up against a seriously brilliant enemy. They use this thing called a biofilm. This protective biological slime shield is constructed by the fungus and resistant algae. It acts as a physical barrier, which is exactly why your normal, everyday, weekly shock treatment bounces right off and completely fails to kill it.
So this brings us to a really crucial distinction: biological versus mechanical cloudiness. Biological waste means dead algae or white mold fragments are just suspended in the water. But mechanical cloudiness, that's a physical failure. If you see a puff of white powder returning to the pool, you might actually have a torn cloth grid or a blown internal O-ring on a filter, like the Hayward Pro Grid. That is not a chemical issue. That's diatomaceous earth, DE powder, shooting straight past the filter and back through your return jets.
Section 3. Eradicating resistant pool invaders. Chemical shock and awe.
Okay, if it's biological, pay attention, because the order of operations here is completely non-negotiable. First, you must aggressively brush all surfaces to physically tear open that biofilm shield. Only then do you hyperchlorinate the water. Next, you vacuum all that dead debris straight out to waste. Do not run it through your filter where it can hide and regrow. And finally, you absolutely must disinfect every single brush, hose, and pool float in a bleach solution so you don't instantly reinfect the pristine water you just treated.
30 parts per million. To put that massive number into perspective, that is up to 6 times a standard shock treatment. This is the level of free chlorine you might actually need to hit and literally hold for up to 48 hours to penetrate and completely annihilate a chlorine-resistant mustard algae or white mold outbreak. A standard 5 parts per million shock, it simply won't even dent it.
All right, Section 4. Fixing filter and mineral issues. Unblocking the system. But what if the culprit isn't alive? Well, that's where we look at total alkalinity, or TA. TA is basically your pool's pH buffer. If your total alkalinity is too high, specifically if it's elevated above 150 parts per million, or your calcium hardness exceeds 400 parts per million, you create a scale-forming environment. The water literally cannot hold the minerals anymore, so they fall out of solution into a thick, milky fog. You have to lower the TA with acid to clear this up.
And then, oh man, we have the silent killer of water clarity, cyanuric acid, or CYA for short. If your CYA, which by the way is the stabilizer built right into those convenient little chlorine pucks, if it exceeds the threshold of 100 parts per million, it causes something called chlorine lock. This means that even if your test strip shows a totally perfect chlorine reading, that chlorine is chemically paralyzed. It's completely useless against organic matter, allowing fine debris and early algae to just cloud up your pool. Which brings us to Section 5, the blueprint for lasting clarity. Your preventative defense.
Now that you've done all the hard forensic work, you need to establish your ultimate daily defense. Keep your free chlorine steady at 2 to 3 parts per million. Run your pump for 8 to 12 hours a day, especially in the heat of summer, to completely eliminate dead spots. Brush the surfaces twice a week to disrupt invisible biofilms before they even establish. Actively manage your phosphate levels, keeping them below 500 parts per billion to literally starve out algae. And always, always keep a close eye on those filter pressure gauges.
I want you to really let this thought sink in. Circulation and filtration are not the same thing. A return jet can look strong while the filter itself is barely catching the particles. Remember this concept, because a dirty filter reduces your water turnover rate by up to 50%. That means your perfectly chemically balanced water is just doing laps. It's never actually getting scrubbed clean by the filter media. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Are you just a bystander watching water move around, or are you actively managing its health? Take these diagnostic tools, become the lead detective of your own backyard, and never let perfect chemistry fool you into accepting a cloudy pool ever again. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and here is to a crystal clear season ahead.